Let's talk about closing more deals, signing more people up for your service, and how to be a better salesman. Welcome to another episode of The Route. On this episode, we're going to talk about how you can be an elite salesman in your business. Most pest control owners are technicians converted owners. So they're really great at the service. They're really great at talking with customers, explaining the service, executing the service, giving the customer an amazing experience, but sales is a little bit second nature to them, for them. I'm your host here, Landon Danes. I scaled my business to a 7-figure exit in 3 years, and sales is what got me there. I started in door-to-door sales and did that for 7 years, and crafted sales, learn the craft, learn the skill, and hopefully this episode can help you get a little bit better. A lot of owners I talk to are great at closing friends, families, referrals, word-of-mouth people, but when it comes to a cold lead that calls in, they struggle with that a little bit more. So I want to give you a very simple framework you can use in your business to close more deals. And you can use this is meant more specifically for inbound sales, so someone calling you, emailing, texting in. But you can use this in any interaction, on the doors, face-to-face, in person, going out and doing a quote, doesn't matter. So simply what you want to do is, number one is you need to build trust and credibility. When someone calls in, they have some need or issue that they're calling for, and so there's some lack that they have. They're looking for reassurance or looking for solutions and answers, so you need to reinforce that right away and make them know that they're in the right place. So some of the very first things you should say on the call is, yes, we can absolutely take care of that. You're in the right place. We can do that for you. I'm just going to ask you a few questions first to understand what you're looking for and find the best solution for you. So by saying that, number one, you reinforce and you let them know, hey, we've got you. You don't need to call anywhere else. You don't need to continue price shopping. This is your dead end spot for your solution. And number two, I'm the professional here. So like a doctor, I'm going to diagnose what's going on, and we're going to figure it out for you. So use that. So many owners get, super excited when a call comes in, and so they jump right to blowing them right away to, hey, here's what we do, here's what we offer, here's the price and all this. Just slow down. So let them know they're in the right spot, and then transition to saying, hey, I'm just going to ask you some questions real quick to understand what's going on and how we can best solve that for you. Does that sound good? And asking that little question, does that sound good, puts you in control of the conversation. Whoever's asking questions is in control of the sale and the conversation. So that's number one. Build trust, build credibility, and then transition to number two. Number two is identifying the pain. And don't just identify it. We want to get 2, 3, 4, 5 layers deep. So someone might call in and say, hey, I need service for ants. Okay, we hear ants. Do not straight jump into your ant service. We want to go layers deeper. So we say, cool. How long have you been noticing these ants? Are these ants inside or outside? Are these ants more like trails or are they more like mounds? Okay, you said you're noticing in the bathroom. Have you noticed it anywhere else inside the house? Is there anything else you've tried to do to solve this so far? Asking all these questions not only helps you understand the situation way deeper and way more clear, but it also digs deeper at the pain of the customer. Because if they just call in and say they see ants, that's the very surface level of what's going on. But walking back through this scenario, by asking those questions, you're in control, you're navigating the conversation, and they're exposing more and more of their pain, which essentially leads to a super easy sale. Because now what you offer on step 3 is exactly what they need. So here's how the interaction would likely go. So they call in for ants, you reinforce it, let them know they're in the right place. Hey, I'm going to ask you a few questions. Yeah, that sounds good. Cool. So how long have you been noticing it? Oh, it's been probably like 2 or 3 weeks now. We haven't known what to do, so we've been kind of holding off, but it's getting pretty bad now. Gotcha. Okay, I totally understand. Are most of those inside or outside? Oh, they were outside at first, and that's why we didn't do anything at first, but we've been noticing them inside the last day or two, so we really want to figure something out. Okay, that totally makes sense. If they're making their way inside, are you noticing it in like bathrooms or kitchens, or where exactly are you noticing it? Yeah, it's in our master bathroom, it's in our kitchen, and we're noticing kind of in the garage as well, but they're coming in multiple different areas. Oh, wow, okay. So they're coming in a few different areas. Are they more trailing inside, or do you see mounds outside? Outside, there's big mounds like in the front yard, but it's mostly just trails all inside the kitchen and bathrooms. Okay. And have you guys done anything or tried anything to solve that so far? oh yeah, we tried Raid, we tried some home defense, we tried a few different things, we tried some things we read on the internet, but nothing seems to work. Like, it works for like a day or two, but they just keep coming back. Oh my gosh, okay, that's got to be super frustrating. I'm sorry about that. Um, have you called anyone in the past, or is this your first time reaching out to a pest control company? No, we've used someone. We know how it goes. Like, we know it works well. So, yeah, we just need to figure this out. Okay, I've got this person 5 or 6 layers deep. They know, and I know, that what they've tried doesn't work, that it's been going on for 2 or 3 weeks, that it's getting worse as they're waiting, and they know that pest control is the solution for them. What more do I need? This sale is almost already done. So, in sales, the sale truly happens in the questions. Then your solution is just basically putting the ribbon on top and signing them up. Most people do that in reverse. They try to sell the person with the solution, but the selling happens in the questions. So, number 2, we just talked about, was identifying the pain and really going deep. Number 3 is now the solution. So, their wound is fully exposed. I see fully into their body. If I'm a doctor, I see everything going on. And now it's super easy for me to diagnose and give my solution. So, that's when you go into explaining your service and what you're going to do. So, walk them through what you do for ants, how you're going to protect that inside, outside. It's really important here you don't over explain. A lot of people in the pest control industry, again, they were technicians turned owners, and so they have a super deep understanding of chemicals and the different types of chemicals, the baits and the liquids and the granules and all that kind of stuff. And for the customer, they don't care about that. That might hurt you to hear, because I know you care about that a lot, but the customer does not care. All they care is that the ants go away. So make sure that you don't get carried away in over explaining the things that don't matter. Only explain what it's going to look like and how it's going to solve it. So I walk them through the service, walk them through exactly what we're going to do for them. And then after we've explained the service, now we're going to go into the offer. So sometimes customers will try to jump the gun on pricing and ask. Always keep that on the back burner and keep pushing it back until you've explained the service. Because if I lead out with a price without explaining the value first, it doesn't justify it. So if I say my service is, say, $200, now they're mentally comparing that $200 to either what they did for themselves, so the can of Raid or the can of Home Defense, or to their previous service, which typically neither of those is a value of $200. But after I explain my service and everything we do and our premium value and all the areas we cover, then if I tell them it's $200, it's justified. So make sure you hold off on the price. And when you go in for that irresistible offer, make sure there's an anchor price and a discount and a timeline. So, number 1, we built the trust and credibility. Number 2, we identified and exposed the pain. Number 3, we basically put the Band-Aid on. We showed them, hey, we've got the solution for what you need. Now, number 4 is the irresistible offer. So, now they're fully ready to sign up. They know we have what they need, and they say, oh, how much is it? And I always just check first. Okay, awesome. Before I go to the price, do you have any other questions about what it looks like with us? And they might ask a couple questions, or they might be like, no, just this sounds great. Let me know, how much is it? Cool. So typically for a home your size, it's anchor price. It's $299, and that includes everything we do. After that, it's $50 a month. We come out every quarter, and we do the full service again, plus anything between is free. But I've got good news for you, Mrs. Jones. We're doing a special because it's fill in the blank. End of month, beginning of month, holiday, something. Because it's the beginning of the month, we're doing a special for all new customers. We're doing their first service for $200 off this week only. So when we come out for you, it'll be just $99 instead of $299, and then just the same $50 a month after that. And we'll still cover everything we explained, inside, outside, everything, and get those ants completely taken care of for you. So I've got a spot tomorrow and Thursday. What's better for you? So that last part was the close. You go into 2 options. But before we talk about that, the irresistible offer is an anchor price with a discount, conditional upon some needs being met. So we don't extend beyond a week, and make sure that there's a reason behind the discount. You can't just be open, willy-nilly giving discounts, because then it doesn't feel genuine. And you can't give the discount too fast. Some people say, hey, normally it's $299, but don't worry, it's just $99 for you. And people will feel weird about it. So really deliver the anchor price confidently, then give the discount and make sure they know that they're getting a steal. That's how you deliver the irresistible offer, and then the close is a yes or yes close. So I don't say, hey, does that sound good? Because that's a yes or no question. I say, so we've got availability tomorrow at 3 or at 5. What's better for you? Now they're saying either 3 or 5. That's a yes or yes. So make sure in all of your sales interactions you give yes or yes questions at the end. That is exactly how you go take a customer from being cold to eager to buy. So you build trust first, identify the pain, expose the pain, present the solution, give an irresistible offer, and then give your yes or yes close. Here are a few quick things that'll kill any of your sales. And we talked about a couple of them, but number one is talking too much. You want to be listening way more than you're talking, and you want to be asking way more questions than giving answers. Make sure you don't talk too much. Make sure you don't over-explain. Make sure you don't say the chemical names or how it works on the bugs or any of that kind of stuff. Make sure you just give very simple, confident answers. If you can say and explain things in one sentence, you're more confident and you're more knowledgeable. If it takes you 3 or 4 or 5 sentences to explain something, it shows you don't know as much on the topic. So some people get that confused. They think, oh, if I explain a ton, they'll know I'm the pro here. Well, the real pro is someone who can just deliver it super simply. Like when a doctor sits you down and tells you just very simply what's going on with your leg, rather than the whole medical diagnosis and all those long words. Number 2, what's going to kill your sale is not having a structure. So what that would look like is someone calls in and you're just responding to them. So they ask you a question and the conversation goes that way. Then they ask another question and now you ping pong this way. And they ask you the price and you tell them the price. And they ask you this and you just kind of follow the customer in any direction that they take the sale. You want to have a clear structure, which is those 5 steps, and you want to take the customer down that journey. If you can stay in control of the conversation and have that structure, you're going to sell way more people. Number 3, what else will kill your sale is going for the kill too soon. What that looks like is not exposing the pain enough. So when someone tells you they got ants, you're like, hey, we've got a solution for you. We're going to come and spray here and here and here, and it's just $99. That's going for the kill too soon because you haven't built a value and you also haven't exposed the pain. So make sure you do those 2 things first before you ever talk about price or ever offer your service. Expose the pain, present the solution. And the last thing that's going to kill your sale is a lack of confidence. So if you deliver things hesitantly, if you are kind of like on your heels, metaphorically speaking, when you talk, if you kind of raise your voice at the end of every sentence and it sounds like a question, you're not confident. So that's a huge benefit of asking questions is it buys you time and it gives you information so you can be more confident when you deliver the next solution. So make sure you're confident, and confidence will come from practice, repetition, and also having a structure in place that you can just follow and just go step by step. So make sure, follow the structure, close more deals, make sure you're getting people at a solid price too. You don't want any cheap customers. That's not what this is for. This structure is for getting high volume of customer at high prices quickly. So hopefully this has been helpful. Use this in your interactions over the phone, in person, on the door to sell more customers. And if you do it this way, it'll be a breeze for you. So if there's any pest control owner you know out there who's struggling to make sales or wants to make more sales or is just wanting to grow their business, shoot them over this episode. Hopefully it's helpful for them. And if this was helpful for you, I would love a review. It helps us grow the podcast. We don't grow any other way besides you sharing it, liking it, leaving a review, and making sure other people know about it. So thanks for listening, and we will see you on the next episode.